Hey everyone, Adam Mishan here, singer, songwriter, and vocal coach. And today I want to do a little bit more of a structured live stream. We're going to be talking about how to warm up your voice. It's a question that I get often, and people just want to know what exactly is the best way. Should I sing songs to warm up my voice? Should I use vocal exercises? What vocal exercises should I use to warm up my voice? And these things are extremely important when you're learning how to sing, because if you just jump straight into singing all the time, then you could potentially do damage to your voice, and you could be doing it incorrectly. Basically, if you're using the wrong muscles to be exercising and warming up your voice, you can actually work against yourself. So let's get into it. How do you warm up your voice? So I think a lot of it has to do with where your voice is at in that moment. So is your voice totally cold and you have to warm it up from the get-go? So in that case, you're waking up in the morning, right, and you have to warm it up. Jumping into a song is not the best way to get started. I wouldn't recommend it right off the bat. And then, okay, so if I'm not going to warm it up, how should I warm it up? So if you're warming up cold and you're not really used to doing warm-ups, I would definitely say warm up with a lip roll first. So starting off from low in your range and building up. So you could do scales, you could do slides. Slides are really good if you don't have a piano handy or if you're not able to quite match pitches. So you just kind of start from a low note and you go up. So lip rolls, every day I use it, waking up, voice is not, it's totally cold. First thing I do, lip rolls in the morning, lip rolls while I'm in the shower, just getting my voice kind of up and warm. And I'll often do it with those slides. I can also do it on the scales, just mentally remembering where we are in the scale. And just kind of keeping mental track of what note you're at, where you are in the scale. That could be extremely, extremely helpful. So whenever you're warming up your voice, it's important to focus your exercises on the function. The function of what am I doing? Why am I warming up my voice today? What am I doing in this exercise to get my voice warm? That's a key element to ask yourself whenever you're trying any exercise, whether it be humming, whether it be lip rolls, whether it be mum-mums, whether it be nay-nay-nays, whether it be straight vowels. You always want to focus on what function of your voice are you warming up? Are you warming up your chest voice? Are you warming up your head voice? Are you warming up the bridge area to be able to kind of cross over nice and easy? Excuse me. Are you warming up just kind of flexibility in your voice, just to be able to kind of go through your whole range nice and flexibly? Are you warming up like more intense sounds? So are you warming up the full weight of your voice, or are you warming up more the lighter part of your voice? Are you trying to build cord closure? Are you trying to work on more airflow? All of these things are questions that you should ask yourself before you start saying, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, Z exercise for the next whatever. It's very important to ask yourself what function these exercises are doing for me. And the lip roll exercise is, it functions in a couple of ways. But number one, it teaches your body proper breath control, because when you're doing that lip roll exercise, you support into your body and the abdominal muscles operate very strongly while you're doing lip rolls. So that's an extremely effective exercise, and that's why it's usually one of the go-to exercises that I teach my students. And number two, it allows for like a perfect environment inside the larynx for the vocal cords not to be under pressure. So normally when we're singing, we have, or when I'm talking right now, we have pressure coming below the vocal cords, but there's no pressure coming back above the vocal cords. But when we go, brrr, then we have pressure coming from the lips that's sending pressure back, which kind of equalizes the pressure above and below and makes it a very, very calm, relaxed area for the vocal cords to be very flexible and do things that they normally would not be able to do. So I find a lot of my students are able to hit notes that they otherwise would not be able to hit with the lip roll. And then we can go through exercises like the mum mum mum. So that's a really good balanced exercise. It's focusing on getting a little bit more nasal resonance happening through the M, and the brings it more towards mouth. So you get this kind of balance between mum, mum, mum. So you're sending that air up into the nasal cavity, which guides the voice that way. And then you're able to balance that out with the mouth resonance on the mum, 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 mum. So that's a really great exercise as well. But again, we want to know, what are we doing with that exercise? We're not just going mum, 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 mum. Okay, I'm done. You know, like, it's not just mindless. It's got to be something that is very clear with your target goal of what you're trying to do. So when you're doing that, you want to try to make sure that you're working on balance there. Number one, you're opening your mouth, so you're no longer just your way through it. It's not a semi-occluded exercise. Now you're going through your range with your mouth open, but you're utilizing a little bit of pressure from the lips in order to create more back pressure on the vocal cords. So that is another thing to keep in mind when you're doing any of these exercises. And the other exercises that I love to work with are staccato exercises. Staccato exercises focus specifically on chord closure, very fine and refined chord closure. So we make sure that we're closing those chords completely whenever they're vibrating, so that we don't get a you can very clearly hear it when you're doing a staccato. There's a very clear chord closure there that if I lose that chord closure, it becomes very apparent. You know, that fell away, that chord closure that I initially had. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're doing these exercises. Sorry, I'm just turning my phone on silent so we don't get bothered here. And so other exercises to do is like staccato E exercises. You could do it on any vowel, staccato U exercises. And then just straight legato phrases. You could go, working through your legato. And then you can have exercises where you work on crescendoing, so digging into more of the intensity of your voice. And working through your range that way. Those are a number of different ways to do it, but just by and large, to give you kind of a background, I started off when I was learning to sing, I started off just kind of the exercises, my warm-up for me was just singing. And I found that was definitely an issue. You can't just sing, because I would throw out my voice by the time it would come to actually performing. So I started doing these exercises, and what I found was the exercises weren't helpful if I wasn't specifically working on the function of my voice. What did I want these exercises to start doing in my voice? Once I started to gain an understanding of that, then I could start applying these exercises effectively to my warm-up and have a more effective daily warm-up. So Why don't you guys, I want to open it up to questions at this point. You guys tell me, I want to answer your questions. Number one, do you guys have a warm-up? What is your warm-up? Do you have any questions about your warm-up? You know, do you find that your warm-up is effective? You know, that type of stuff. So I'll start answering your questions as they start rolling in. And I'll go through the chat right now and just see if there's anything here. Hi, everyone. Okay, simply humming through your register is effective. Yeah, it is, if that is kind of the function that you're working for. So humming is a great way to kind of get your voice going, build up that kind of like the what's the word? Blood flow. That's the word I was looking for. The blood flow to your vocal cords, getting it started. But then it depends how you hum. So you can hum. That's not going to be effective. Or you can hum. And that's not going to be effective either. So humming, yes, it can be very effective. It also depends on how you're doing it. That's why having somebody to kind of guide you is extremely helpful. For me, lip rolls create tension in my higher register. Okay, that is definitely not a common occurrence. Something I would have to hear how you're doing it to be able to address that. Yeah, Hunter, exactly. Letting it run, letting your car run in the wintertime so that it gets going, warms up. That's the exact same thing we're doing with the voice, just getting it up and running. Okay, King of Pop says, it's normal. Sometimes I never warm up my voice and I sing, then I stop and I sing again like 20 minutes after, then my voice is literally free. It lasts for 20 minutes, then my voice isn't free again. And vocal cords burn. Okay. Anytime you're experiencing any pain with any warm-up, with any singing, with anything you're doing, if you're ever experiencing any pain, that is a clear indicator that what you're doing is incorrect or there's some functional issue with your voice. So definitely back off. Don't do it that way, and try to find a different way to approach it so that it's not like just keep pushing through it. That's not a good way to approach this. All right, so let's take a look here. Hey Ron, how's it going? Good to see you here. So Ron says a lot of Transform Your Voice program you offer helps warm up without overly taxing your vocal cords, even doing just parts of it versus running through all of it at once. Yeah, for sure. With the Transform Your Voice program on my website, you guys can go check it out. www.amvocalstudios.com/products. You'll find my Transform Your Voice program there. And there, I go through a lot of exercises that you can use to kind of warm up your voice, whether it be your breathing, getting your breathing working properly. That's something that I believe a lot of people gloss over in their warm up, or whether it be actually the function of the vocal cords, getting them warmed up is also something that I go through there. And yeah, you can kind of pick and choose. And I hope, Ron, you let me know in the comments there, but I hope in that program that my goal was to give you guys the idea, the function behind all of those exercises so that you can kind of know why you're doing the exercises, not just what to do, but why you're doing it and what it's warming up, what it's improving in your voice. Okay, Furball says, lip rolls make my nose a bit itchy. Okay, that is definitely common when you're first starting because the lips are kind of smacking against your nose. So when they're smacking up against your nose, you're going to get like a little bit itchy, especially if you have a mustache or a beard, and that's something totally normal. Should we hit high notes within our warm-ups, or should everything be soft and gentle because we're just warming up? All right, so that's a good question. The warm-ups should start off definitely with stretching, approaching those high notes. If you notice that as you approach those high notes, you're starting to hit a wall, then don't keep trying to push through that wall. Address it instead of trying to just push through it and like getting upset and frustrated that your voice isn't working the way that you want it to. A lot of warming up your voice has to do with acceptance of where your voice is today, because every day it's going to be totally different. I could tell you guys right now, unfortunately, I had a bad bout of acid reflux last night. And so as a result, my voice is not where it normally is. You might even be able to hear it in my speaking voice right now, but I wouldn't be able to sing the way I normally would because of that issue that I experienced, right? We are a living, breathing instrument. So definitely go through, test your flexibility, test your high range, see how high your voice can go. And if you notice that you're hitting that wall, bring it back down and try again later. Don't always just push, or try with a different exercise. That can help a little bit. Right now it's really hot in this room, so I'm just going to try to open a window if possible. Fortunately, there's no way to open a window in here. Okay. Whew, it's hot. Okay. Let's take a look what else we got here. All right, Keyboard Warrior says, hi, mate, love your videos. Keep up the great work. I'm a singer myself, so greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're liking the content. I hope everybody's enjoying the content I'm putting out because really at the end of the day, I want to share meaningful content with you guys and help spread the message. Okay, Pamela Rogers asks, where can I find the function of the exercises, please? Great question. That you can find in different singing programs. So whether it be my singing program or singing programs like Singing Success or, you know, Ken Tamplin's, you know, basically any vocal coach should be going through the function of their exercises in the program. I can vouch for Singing Success and Mastering Mix because those are programs I've worked with extensively, and those programs definitely go through the function of each exercise and help you kind of go through and find exactly why you're supposed to do each exercise instead of just kind of doing them. The other option is singing lessons. So being able to work one-on-one with a coach and have them explain to you what exactly are the issues, that definitely helps. So those are two ways that you can find the function. The other way, excuse me, is just by looking up and doing a little bit of research on YouTube. So if you want to go the free route, unfortunately, you can't get it done. So I heard somebody say this. You can either get things done right, you can get them done fast, or you can get them done free. You can only choose two of those. You can't have all of them. So if you want to get it done free, it's not going to get done fast. And your chances are you might have difficulty trying to get it done right. But do a lot of research. Go through all the YouTube videos you could possibly find to try to find where is the function of these exercises. Okay, other questions coming in. Thank you for sharing your talent. I'm in the Philippines. All right, Van Ver Vlog, very nice. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see what else we have here. Mini says, can you please answer? There are so many exercises. Are we supposed to do them all daily, or are there some to do daily and some to do once every couple days? Please answer. Okay. So, what to do with all these exercises? That's a good question. There are a lot of different exercises out there. There, you know, what you want to do is focus on the exercises that are necessary for you in that moment. And I know for many of you who are just starting out singing, it's very hard to figure out, okay, what exactly does my voice need in this moment right now? Today, is my voice lacking chord closure? Is it lacking airflow? Is it lacking head voice? Is it lacking chest voice? Is it lacking a bridge between the two? But by just kind of going through and testing out your range, testing out your voice, getting a feel for it, you can gain an understanding of what your voice, what exercises your voice needs. And so on certain days, you might want to go chord closure exercises. So you might be going, okay, right now my voice is I'm singing very light. 'Cause if you like the way you look that much, oh baby, you should go and love yourself. So if I'm singing very breathy and I can't get my vocal cords to close, then I might start working on staccato exercises. I might start working on lip rolls. I might start working on more like crescendo exercises to like build more of the strength. Finding that kind of digging in, backing off, digging in, backing off, and the varying levels of chord closure you can find. But if you're waking up and your voice is kind of tight like this, and your tendency when you're singing is always to be kind of singing here, then you might want to work on airflow exercises. So you might want to go ha 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 ha, and you might want to focus more on getting that airflow moving through your voice. So it really all depends on the state of your voice in the moment when you're exercising it. So don't do everything all at once. Pick and choose based on where your voice is at. All right, let's take a look here. Any other questions coming in, guys? I appreciate all the. A lot of people are saying, you know, about the inspiration. I'm really glad I'm inspiring you guys. And if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to help. Ron says the lessons do help more personally. So Ron and I actually take singing lessons together. Like we do lessons. I teach him. And efficiently to pinpoint what you need to work on. And you could improve in a variety of ways, watching stuff. But when it gets personal, it gets rewarding. That's true. So being able to get a personalized, tailored lesson plan on what exactly you should be doing to be able to improve your voice is, I mean, it's second to none. There's no other way to improve as fast as one-to-one lessons. And I also wanted to just take a moment here and tell you guys a little bit about my the channel memberships. So if you guys like these live streams that I do, if you guys sign up and join, click the join button under my videos, any one of my videos, you can find that join button. There for $5 a month, you can get live streams like this one, but in a much, much smaller group, and you can ask very tailored questions. I'll give you guys very, very personalized one-on-one, like almost like a singing lesson, like very tailored approach to the lessons, or sorry, the live streams. So hope you guys check that out, just see if it's something that would intrigue you. All right, so AJ Joshua says, hi Adam, I'm from UK, which is the best exercise to strengthen your voice. My throat hurts when I sing high notes. Okay. Again, there is no best exercise. Unfortunately, if I had the magic bullet, I would probably be a millionaire by now. I would say, hey guys, sign up, 500 bucks. I'll give you the perfect exercise, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you have is your problem. Here's the exercise to fix it all. Wish I had that, but I don't. So to reiterate, really go based on what you're experiencing that day. So is that day is your voice feeling tight? Is it feeling really loose? Is it feeling like chord closure is difficult? So getting your vocal cords to come together, is that difficult? Is it coming out too airy? That is usually good questions to be asking yourself, because those are going to inform you on how you should be exercising that day. So I hope that answers the question. All right, keyboard warrior. Is your voice meant to feel warm and a bit dry after singing? I know it's called warming up, but is that literally the reason? It should feel like not warm and dry, because we don't want our voice to be dry, and that's why should always be drinking water. I mean, in this room, it's really hot. I've got 2 heaters blowing on me, so I need to drink a lot because it is really dry in this room. And with the acid reflux from last night, it's not very good, but it shouldn't. By and large, if your voice is healthy, and which is a big caveat, right? Because a lot of people suffer with acid reflux and those types of issues. So definitely, I keep on reading the comments and it keeps on throwing me off my train of thought. I gotta make sure to keep my mind off of that and just answer the question. So you shouldn't feel dry. You should feel like kind of normal, just like, my voice is easy right now. It's flowing out of me, no problem. I don't have to force it. I don't have to put in a lot of effort. It just kind of comes out. That's what you want to focus on. Okay. All right. I hope I'm saying your name. Ustav Ray says, how can you find your voice? Like, which voice of yours is best for singing? Not 100% sure what you mean by that. If you could just explain and elaborate a little bit more, maybe I can answer you there. PJM9 asks, hi, Adam. My question is, do you know how to use vocal rasp in a proper way? I've been singing for almost 10 years and it's going well, but I never learned to use proper rasp. I'll be totally honest, rasp is not my strong suit. So I'm going to defer that question to people that kind of use that style element more often than I do. All right, so I don't know how to pronounce your name because it's in Russian, but hello, are there any exercises that can help your voice? Mutate better, not sure how to say it, during puberty. Okay. Is there anything that can help you through puberty? So, yes, really any exercises that are tailored to your voice and what you're going through are going to help you get through puberty. There's no one exercise that's like, hey, this is the puberty exercise. No, it's all based on the function of your voice, what you're noticing. If you're noticing, that flip in your voice, then trying to work through exercises that sing through that bridge, that crack area, and go through it very lightly, very easily, so that you're not pushing it, you're not forcing it. That's going to help. All right, Mini says, oh, thank you for asking. Yeah, I hope I answered it. And oh, you do my warm-ups daily. That's great. I'm very glad. Okay, Utsavre, you say, I mean, like how to open up the voice and sing smoothly. So you were asking if there's specific exercises to open up the voice and sing smoothly. Interesting question. Again, it really relates back to what your specific issues are. Are you a voice that's overly heavy? Are you a voice that's overly light? Do you need more oomph behind your tone? Like, is always your voice kind of up here? Is your voice always down here? Like, where's your voice at? You know, like everybody's got a different set of parameters that they have to work through. So it's hard to say for everyone in general. So does anybody have any other questions? How to reach high notes smoothly. So again, warming up your voice is really going to help. Doing these exercises like the lip rolls, like the mums, like the V exercise, the V exercise, the Z exercise, all these ones are going to help build different parts of your voice and improve different parts of your voice. So working through all these exercises are definitely going to help you improve your high notes as well. All right, Jake Trimble asks, what would you recommend for someone who's never had singing lessons, but loves to sing and has done it for performance? Okay, I would recommend. So why don't I give you guys, because it seems like everybody just kind of wants to have a basic regimen to work with. A basic regimen. Let's say taking aside half an hour a day, lip rolls, either on slides or through scales. Just taking it through your range, lip rolls, okay? Next, what I would do is probably just puffy cheek exercise. Both kind of achieve the same type of thing, but in different ways, so I like to use both. Then I would say staccato E's. E, 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 E. See how they work out? Then do staccato A's. Work through your whole range that way. Then once you've done that, try to put it on legato scale. So start with a mum. Mum, 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 somewhere between legato and staccato. Mum, 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 mum. Working through your whole range that way. Then working through your whole range that way. And then I would say do a quick warm down. So like a just like a yawn from the top of your range. And here, don't worry about breaking in the middle. If it breaks, great, doesn't matter, because you're just trying to relax the whole instrument. There you go. That is, if you work through your whole range on each one of those exercises, that's a half an hour of your time of a good set warm up, something to do consistently. I hope that helps. Very good question. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Xavi Manchero Mosquera. I totally butchered that, I'm sure, but I've heard when you're singing you need to yawn, but others say you need to place it in the mask. I'm confused. Okay, that is a very good question. So you kind of have to do both, because we want to balance the voice. So we want to not go too far back. We don't have oh sounds too far back. We don't have too far forward. Ah. Both of those are not where we want it to place. So we want to have the placement somewhere between the two. So a little bit of a yawn, but still play. Oh! So I'm still placing it forward, but it's not overly forward. Ah! In the mask, but it's not overly back. Oh! It's a little bit of both. So really, that's what we want to have. We want to have the yawn just helps to keep the larynx low, keep the throat relaxed, and the soft palate up. And so we want to have a little bit of both. So we don't want to which totally cuts out the nasality. So we still want to have it in the mask. Oh. So that way you kind of mix the two. I hope that helps answer your question. All right, guys, it is getting way too hot in this room, so I'm going to have to call it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something. And let me know if you guys, let me know if you guys are interested in more live streams like this or more Q&As, or if you guys want to, I don't know, any other ideas you have. So no problem, guys. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Take care.